Daniel. And in the 2nd year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar had dreams, and his ruach was so troubled that his sleep left him. And the king gave orders to call the magicians and the astrologers and the practicers of witchcraft and the Chaldeans to declare to the king his dreams. So they came and stood before the king, and the king said to them, I have had a dream, and my ruach is troubled to know the dream. And the Chaldeans spoke to the king in Aramaic, O king, live forever. Relate the dream to your servants, and we shall reveal the interpretation. The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, My decision is firm. If you do not make known the dream and its interpretation to me, your limbs shall be taken from you, and your houses made dunghills. But if you reveal the dream and its interpretation, you shall receive gifts and rewards and great esteem from me. So reveal to me the dream and its interpretation. They answered again and said, Let the king relate to his servants the dream, and we shall reveal its interpretation. The king answered and said, I know for certain that you would gain time, because you see that my decision is firm. If you do not make known the dream to me, there is only one decree for you, for you have agreed to speak lying and corrupt words before me till the time has changed. So, relate the dream to me, then I shall know that you shall reveal its interpretation for me. The Chaldeans answered the king and said, There is no one on Aretz who is able to reveal the matter of the king, because no king, aduni, or ruler has ever asked a matter like this of any magician, or astrologer, or Chaldean. And the matter that the king is asking is difficult, and there is no other who is able to reveal it to the king except the Elohim, whose dwelling is not with flesh. Because of this the king was enraged and very angry, and gave orders to destroy all the wise ones of Babel. So the decree went out, and they began killing the wise ones. And they sought Daniel and his companions to kill them. Then with counsel and wisdom Daniel answered Arioch, the chief of the king's guard, who had gone out to kill the wise ones of Babel. He answered and said to Arioch, the king's officer, Why is the decree from the king so urgent? So Arioch made the decision known to Daniel. And Daniel went in and asked the king to give him time, and he would show the king the interpretation. Then Daniel went to his house and made the decision known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions, to seek compassion from the Allah of the Shamayim concerning this secret, so that Daniel and his companions should not perish with the rest of the wise ones of Babel. Then the secret was revealed to Daniel in a Lila vision, and Daniel blessed the Allah of the Shamayim. Daniel responded and said, Blessed be the name of Allah forever and ever, for wisdom and might are His. And He changes the times and the seasons. He removes kings and raises up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who possess understanding. He reveals deep and secret things. He knows what is in the darkness, and light dwells with Him. I thank you and praise you, Allah of my fathers. You have given me wisdom and might, and have now made known to me what we asked of you, for you have made known to us the king's matter. So Daniel went to Arioch, whom the king had appointed to destroy the wise ones of Babel. He went and said this to him, Do not destroy the wise ones of Babel. Bring me in before the king, and I shall show the interpretation to the king. Then Arioch brought Daniel in a hurry before the king, and said thus to him, I have found a man among the sons of the exile of Yehudah, who does make known to the king the interpretation. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, Are you able to make known to me the dream which I have seen and its interpretation? Daniel answered before the king and said, The secret which the king is asking, the wise ones, the astrologers, the magicians, and the diviners are unable to show it to the king, But there is an Allah in the Shamayim who reveals secrets, and he has made known to King Nebuchadnezzar what is to be in the latter Yomim. Your dream and the visions of your head upon your bed were these. As for you, king, on your bed your thoughts came up, what is going to take place after this. And he who reveals secrets has made known to you what shall be. As for me, this secret has not been revealed to me, because I have more wisdom than anyone living. But for our sakes, who make known the interpretation to the king, and that you should know the thoughts of your heart. You, king, were looking on, and saw a great image. This great image, and its shining excellent, was standing before you, and its form was awesome. This image's head was of fine gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. You were looking on until a stone was cut out without hands, and it smote the image on its feet of iron and clay, and broke them in pieces. Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were crushed together, and became like chaff from the summer threshing floors. And the wind took them away, so that no trace of them was found. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled all the Eretz. This is the dream, and its interpretation we declare before the king. You, king, are a king of kings, for the Allah of the Shamayim has given you a reign, power, and strength, and preciousness, and wherever the children of men dwell, or the beasts of the field and the birds of the Shamayim, he has given them into your hand, and has made you ruler over them all. You are the head of gold, and after you rises up another reign lower than yours, and another third reign of bronze that rules over all the Eretz. And the fourth reign is as strong as iron, because iron crushes and shatters all. So like iron that breaks in pieces, it crushes and breaks all these. Roam through the uniting of all Guyim, NWO. Yet, as you saw the feet and toes, partly of potter's clay and partly of iron, the reign is to be divided, but some of the strength of the iron is to be in it, because you saw the iron mixed with muddy clay. And as the toes of the feet were partly of iron and partly of clay, so the reign is partly strong and partly brittle. And as you saw iron mixed with muddy clay, they are mixing themselves with the seed of men, but they are not clinging to each other, even as iron does not mix with clay. And in the Yomim of these kings, the Allah of the Shamayim shall set up a reign which shall never be destroyed, nor the reign pass on to other people. It crushes and puts to an end all these reigns, and it shall stand forever. Because you saw that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it crushed the iron, the bronze, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great Allah has made known to the king what shall be after this, and the dream is true, and its interpretation is trustworthy. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face, and did obeisance before Daniel, and gave orders to present to him an offering and incense. The king answered Daniel, and said, Truly your Allah is the Allah of Allahin, Aduni of kings, and a revealer of secrets, since you were able to reveal this secret. Then the king made Daniel great, and gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over all the province of Babel, and chief of the nobles, over all the wise ones of Babel. And Daniel asked of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the work of the province of Babel, and Daniel in the gate of the king.